Gonna take my fuel tank off the truck here today. I was planning on leaving it on all winter because I didn't want to bother with it, since I wasn't doing a whole lot of sledding earlier this winter because I wasn't feeling that well actually. But I don't actually have access to this deck for snowmobiling because I got this fuel tank on there, and it's a 378 liter tank that I use in the summer for when I go to remote locations, because usually the fuel is quite expensive up there, and if you're towing a trailer, especially one that weighs close to 20,000 pounds, you want to save every bit you can on fuel. So with this fuel in I think the truck is 180 liters in the tank, and then this is 378, so it gives me like 560 liters or something like that, if the math is right. That's what I remember. But anyway, yeah, I can't haul sleds. I'm having to take this trailer everywhere I go, which is fine, except when you get into a lot of tight spots at the end of logging roads and the snow's deep, you tend to run into trouble trying to drag that thing around in deep snow and trying to get it turned around. So we're gonna switch it out here. Get rid of these tires. Just had the tires changed over. These were a little bald. The fronts weren't bad. Well, they were half bad, so I kept them for spares. But the rears were getting pretty worn. I had about 80,000 kilometers on them, and lots of heavy towing and trips up north, rough highways, gravel, and they held up really good. They're Toyo M920s, 14 ply, and they held up really good, no flats or anything. Pretty good tread and really good winter traction actually, especially for a dually. So I was bound and determined to get what I had before installed again because they held up so well. So I waited. They were on back order. I wanted to get them installed in October, and I waited till the end of January and ran half bald tires for the winter just so I could get the same tires again. Yeah, it's 100 gallons. I think it's 100 US gallons or 378 liters. Love this thing. And I actually just use a siphon hose to siphon the fuel out. I do have a 12-volt pump, but it sat here, kind of stuck out. It might interfere with the gooseneck, the fifth wheel hitting the pump if I jackknifed it turning sharp. So I left that out and just used a siphon hose. There's my helper, babe.
I'm gonna get snow blindness out here. I should have brought my goggles.
Want me to cover your eyes for you? Okay.
You want me up here?
Yeah, we'll start right here. You're gonna run this, I'm gonna go underneath. So there's 4 of them. Here, here, and over there. We're going backwards, yeah.
Deal. No, I was just making sure it was. Anyway.
We're going counterclockwise. Okay. Okay, is that it there? Am I turning it?
Huh?
Am I turning it? No? Okay, go ahead. Just turn it a second.
You want me to try this?
Just give it a little spin, like a half turn. Where am I? Do it again? Okay, that's the first one. Okay, go ahead. Okay, next one. That one is good. I think I lost that nut, but I'll get new ones anyway.
Lost your nut.
Yeah. Hey, Gussie. Good, babe. How are you? Oh, shit. Where even is it? Give it a little turn. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Try to save those for what it's worth. I don't know why I save them. Okay. This last one. Ready when you are. These have actually only been on since June. Put the tank on for our trip up north, our month-long trip up north to the Arctic, up the Dempster. Yep. Okay. Should be good.
I should have put my woolies on. Oh, you want those?
Sure. I was just gonna throw them in a pile in case I want to use them again, but I probably won't. Thanks, man. And then I'll just lift it off here quick. Chains, I have to chain up because of my good driving sometimes. It's almost empty. Shouldn't be much weight in there. Or put it like right here. Thanks, baby. All right. So this deck is set up for a tow deck all summer, and then I converted to a sled deck for hauling snowmobiles in the winter. It's utilizes the stock forward gooseneck setup. So when it's a tow deck, we have this ball in there, which when I get home and I want to haul something like a crate and I want to put it across here, like a crated, we have a business where we have power sports units, side-by-sides, ATVs, you know, crated lawn tractors, all sorts of things I'm hauling on this deck. So when you get back from hauling the toy hauler, if you have a fifth wheel, you got this great big monstrosity of a thing sitting there. My last one weighed like 150 pounds, 200 pounds, something like that. I'd get home and I'd have to lift that thing off. My back's bad half the time, so I'd have to use a skid steer, which I no longer have because it's at my my old place. So just trying to deal with that fifth wheel is a pain in the ass because it's always in the way when you're trying to haul something. So this ball right here, actually I did a gooseneck conversion to the toy hauler. Oh, this thing's a mess. Time to get the other gloves. She is a little blustery out here today, but better than working in the slush and the rain. Brand new gloves. Other ones had oil spilt all inside them, so they weren't worth a shit. Oh, we're gonna grab one more thing here. From under the seat. Where is that thing? Other side. Yeah. A bit of a mess in here. Got a bunch of parts to put on the sled. Give her a little spray to soften up that grease. Anyway, this ball I was telling you about, hopefully it's not frozen, which I think it is. There, right there. Little balls there, lock it in. These setups are awesome. And when that's not frozen in there, it's literally 2 seconds to get that out and get it out of your way. got this little kit here. I think this like 5 years ago was like 400 and some odd bucks from Ford, which aftermarket probably would have been a lot less, but Ford supports me in my business, so I support them. Go out of my way to do that locally whenever I can. Even if I gotta pay more, that means more is coming back. That's what counts in the long run. These little levers that lift up, and these safety chain attachments pop out. Try this one. That one comes right out. So those guys sitting there like that. There we go. There. Those safety chain sides are out of there. Everything's in a little kit ready for the conversion. The tow conversion in the springtime when we swap everything back. Let's give this a quick scrub where the super glide's gonna go down. Looks like that's full of oil. I'll spray that because it's going to get covered up and not used for a while, so we don't want her to corrode with salt and shit like that over the winter. I use this one down here. We got two of them, two options, so that's nice. Now we get this guy, we're going to slide that plate right over this hole here and cover it up so we can put two sleds on there. The deck's nice and level. We leave it like that normally for about 6 months, 5-6 months for sledding season. But this year, I thought I could get away with not converting it and just use that trailer, but turns out I'm gonna need it. So we're gonna do it just for a couple months. Just like that. Sits right in there and fills that hole. Get all these started. They're just the way we manufactured this deck. They're just the guy had built it for me, did most of it, most of the fabrication, welding anyway, and he just tapped these out into aluminum. Got stainless into aluminum, so as long as you don't over tighten them and don't cross thread them, seems to work pretty good. But I'm always a little careful. I like to start them by hand. Where in the hell? I am missing parts. A whole bunch of them. A whole bunch of these screws, actually. Did they fall out of the bag? Does this bag have a hole in it? Possibly. Shit. Freaking lost them. Better follow my steps back to the other side there, and if they're not there, they're probably long gone. Oh, for shit's sakes. They are everywhere. What a shit show. Freaking hole in the bag. I don't know how that happened. There's a goddamn mouse chewed on it or something. Well, this is the shit. I don't know if I'm gonna find all these things. Gonna need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these machine screws. I got 3. I don't know how many of these things, but that is the shits. Follow my trail back. This is where I had that plate sitting. Obviously had a torn bag like you saw there, but not much luck in finding any screws, especially in this weather. One more. I don't think I'm gonna find all of them though. Kind of showing up again. It's actually a much bigger job this year because usually I pressure wash this to keep it all clean, and I just took this deck off with a frozen layer of dirt and shit underneath there. Get them started. These super glides are awesome because for those of you that don't know snowmobiling, they protect your deck from the sharp carbides on your sled skis so they don't carve up the aluminum or whatever on your deck. So they provide good protection. Plus they also have these grip cleats here, which you can walk on, and when they're slippery and wet, you can walk on them with your boots, and they give you excellent traction. So I just love these things. Sell lots of them at our store too. Each screw has a little bushing underneath it because these things actually are slotted. Not in the middle, but on the end they're slotted, as you can see, to allow for expansion and contraction with temperature change, especially in the sun. You don't want them buckling. Don't need to be that tight, they're just self-tapping. Put our Allen bit in there. Now, I managed to find enough to get this on there, but every other one was left out. There. 4 were left out, but non-structural plate. They're kind of a special screw. They're like a stainless machine screw with a Allen key head, and I have a feeling that might be some kind of special marine screw. So we'll have to see what we can find in town. There's not a whole lot of marine stuff, but hardware store does have some stainless. I got them all in these positions, or this position right here, because this is where the skis and the sleds are going to hit and try to pull it up. So I got every one of them installed where it needs to be. There. Okay. Now I think I'm just going to leave these 2 off from those locations because, you know, a set of sled skis goes here and a set goes over here. The only reason I really needed them in this position was if I put a sled in the middle. So I always left these on permanently actually before. The only reason I took them off this year was for the tank, just for it to sit level. So I am going to leave these off for now. Save myself the trouble because, like I said, everything's getting reversed again in about 3 months. Only thing I have left are these deck hooks. Again, I'm probably not going to put that middle one on because I'm not putting the sled in the middle. Got one here, one on the other side, but it only goes through about 3/16 worth of material there, and then there's the nut. So these things are a pain in the ass to get off, especially when they rust like this one. So I think I'm going to take these to town to the shop and cut them shorter, make life a little easier. But anyway, yeah, these are for the super clamps for the skis. Hold the skis on the sled down. We'll show you that on the next one. Well, there you go. Jeez, I got a lot of lights burnt out. Anyway, that's the deck. She's ready for sledding. A deck for all seasons.